Good morning. Hey, everyone. How are you? I'm so excited. We have a wonderful stream for you today. This is Jamaicans.com co-sponsoring today, and I'm going to be talking about Black women and health. And I know it's a very sensitive topic. I have a very special guest with me. Her name is Nutrition Lawyer. She has a brand new YouTube channel, and we're going to be talking about these tropes in the media. Is it really healthy to be a BBW? Are you, what should I say, embracing your curves? Are you hurting yourself? Are we helping the community? Are we hurting the community? There are so many places we can go with today's discussion. I'm really excited. Nutrition Lawyer is her own new channel. As I said, her channel is in the description, so please go check her out. Nutrition Lawyer, you can turn your camera up and down for me. You could turn it because it's not on auto rotate. I think the stream will be sideways if you come up now. So go ahead and do it up and down for me. In the meantime, let me say hello to everybody. Y'all know it's Carnival weekend in Miami. If you're playing Juve right now, I envy you. If you're going to be playing Mass tomorrow, big up yourself. This is one of the most jovial times to be in Miami as a Caribbean American. You are going to see beautiful colors, feathers, paint thrown, powder thrown. Right now, it's just probably in the height of it. There are marching bands alongside 18-wheeler trucks. The 18-wheeler trucks provide all you can drink as well as music and food. And if you sign up with a band, you wear their colors, you have on their shirt, you have in their gear, but get ready for the paint, powder, water. That's the mood right now. I did hang out a little bit last night, a little bit of, just a little bit tired, but it was a fun night. And if you are in town, shout out to you. If you were visiting Miami for Carnival, there was a Burner Boy concert last night, Tipsy. If you went down to Bayfront Park, amazing show I heard with Marshall Montano. I heard Shensia was checking it out, hanging out with a few of my friends who were there. I did not go to Tipsy, but I heard it was a fun time. It was just too much after work. It was I think it started at 3:00 on a Friday. So if you are playing Mass, if you are in a costume right now watching, big up yourself. But right now, I'm going to switch gears and talk about what we're here to discuss today, which is to talk about Black women and our health. And again, this can be a very sensitive topic. I know as a woman struggling to get back in shape and drop the little COVID pounds, it is always a, what should I say, a taboo topic to tell a woman about health, especially Black women, when it comes to our weight and health. So I hope Nutrition Lawyer can unpack some of these, what should I say, just difficult areas of discussion. It is very, very telling that we have Kanye West, who just did an interview talking about, why, if it's your personal preference, get with a BBW, do your thing. But why are we promoting it? And then we've had on my channel already the Lizzo discussion telling with Kirk Anderson, a fitness guru, telling us why this is really not healthy. So I am going to turn it over to Nutrition Lawyer. Before I do, I want y'all to support her. Please make sure you go check out her channel. Thank you. Marcia Higgs, welcome, says Nutrition Lawyer. I'm on duty, so I may be a little bit late, but I'm here. Shout out to Marcia. Glad you're here. Wealth Creation says here to support Nutrition Lawyer. But hello, please. Hello, we got a lot going on. I got my workout in. I did a couple things before I started today. And, sometimes times get away from us, but we're thankful that you're here. Wealth Creation, big up yourself. First time watching. Nice to have you. Anise Farquharson from Scotland. Pick up yourself. Glad you are here. Excited to have you. Jacqueline, I'm here. Okay, present. Thank you so much. Happy Saturday. Brown Gal Peace Lounge in the building. So excited to have every one of you here. But yes, it is I'm trying to set a happier tone because I know this can be very sticky as a topic. The woman's which I say prerogative to carry as much weight or as little weight as she wants is the question today. And whether or not we are doing ourselves a disservice by promoting somewhat of an unhealthy culture, or are we embracing what our natural builds are, that Black women are, what did I say? Big boned. Black women are, what should I say? Fit, curvy. We tend to be a little bit on the heavier side, and that we should be accepting of all shapes and sizes, no matter what the condition. Or should we be saying to one another and trying to hold each other accountable and say, sis, what you got on you is probably going to kill you. What you got on you might actually cause you to have long-term disease states. What you have on you might actually affect your quality of life, your longevity, all the parts of our lives that we want to make sure we are hopefully aspiring to live fully. So whether you're on the side of let everybody live, que sera, sera, hit the like button. And whether you're on the side of we got to do better, what are we really promoting in the public sphere when it comes to Black women's bodies? And whether you also believe we are over policed in terms of Black women, that people always have something to say about whether it's our hair, whether how we look, whether we wear makeup. Go back and watch my makeup show, y'all. It was really good. Or whether you are on the side of, well, let's teach. We're preaching, but let's teach. Because maybe for a generation or two or three or four, it has always been this way, that we always look at, we've eaten the same foods, we've eaten the same way in the same quantities. And is it something that we have embraced as culture, or do we have more information? Do we have more resources and tools? Or do we have access to the types of food that will give us the health and wealth of wellness that we want? It's a serious conversation, but we're going to have some fun here. So don't be bashful. Come say hi. Hit the like button, please. Y'all get the likes up so I can bring my guests on, please. Super excited to be here. It's a fantastic Miami morning topic today. Black women reclaiming our health. Have we gone too far with the body positivity? Are we keeping up a very, what should I say, counterproductive narrative? Is it one where we need to say, hold up, sis, I know we hit 200. I know we hit 225. Uh-oh. I know we hit 230, 250. And where does it stop? I know it's challenging, post-baby especially. I know it can be very challenging if you have any underlying conditions. I'm thinking like asthma and things like this. But most people can walk. Most people can do some simple stretching. We have even chair exercises for those who are more mature in our older adult category. But there's a lot of us, especially post-pandemic, where weight, overall health, and I'm talking about mental and physical, has become a very big challenge. No matter who you are, some of you stayed in the gym for the 2 years that we were on lockdown. Good for you. I went on and off, gym, no gym, gym, no gym. But I really want to encourage you to leave your opinion, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching team replay. This is an open forum. The SuzetteSpeaks show is always about bringing you new, exciting topics with interesting angles and perspectives that allow you to see yourself, hopefully, in the discussion and allow you, hopefully, to want to do something a little different. Apply it to you guys. Again, it's not to be critical and to use Black women as a punching bag today. That is not our intent. But we are going to speak maybe uncomfortably at times about why it is that it seems like present day culture may not be serving Black women when it comes to body positivity. But you may have a difference of opinion. It's okay. Drop a comment. Yes. Hello. Happy Saturday, Quincy. He says water is the foundation to optimum. Thank you. Health. We're going to get a lot more opinions going on. Nutrition Lawyer, you're still on the side. I'm going to bring you up just so you can see yourself. But I think we got to rotate or put on auto rotate for me. Just so you are sideways. I know sometimes we have a little technical difficulties, but no matter what, we're just happy that you're here spending time with us. Big up Jamaicans.com. Big up all those watching on the SuzetteSpeaks page, and big up everyone who came to support Nutrition Lawyer. She is fantastic at what she does. She has a lot of great shows already up talking about, and girl, I checked you out, intermittent fasting and all these other wonderful topics. How to make nutritional food, smoothies, things like this. So if you need inspiration, if you need a place to go where you can get good information, solid key, that's the key, solid information about health and wellness, you want to check her out so that you are motivated and educated about what it is to be healthy and wealthy in every sense of the word. So without further ado, let me see how you look, sis. I think we are good. Awesome. How are you?
I'm great. How are you? Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Of course. It is a pleasure to meet. We have never met in real life. Are you in South Florida?
No, I'm not.
Okay. I just assume you might be a Miami girl. Do you want to say what state you're in?
Several times.
You visited very much. Okay.
I went to Florida State undergrad, so I know.
Okay, go Seminoles. Okay, so you know a little bit about down here and the culture down here. As I said, this is a carnival weekend. We got a lot going on, and I'll probably be live again tomorrow, y'all, for a friend of mine who's doing a mental health event on Monday, and we're gonna talk mental health Monday. But yay! So we're here finally, warmed up and trying to understand what's going on in our lives when it comes to Black women and reclaiming our health. Before we do. Nutrition Lawyer, I would love for you to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you talk about on your channel.
So hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. On Nutrition Lawyer channel, we advocate for healthy living. All right. So we look at different ways that we can improve our health. And I advocate for fasting, intermittent fasting, as well as full fasting, a ketogenic diet, health, weight, and feel great. And of course, detoxification of your body, mind, and soul. That's what we're about. We can look good and feel great and eat well and be generally happy. So that's what we advocate on the channel.
I love it. And I think it's great to have positive spaces where we can talk about it, because I think sometimes, again, people shy away from, especially if you have not mastered the body. Mastering the body, mastering the mind are the two most difficult things every human being must learn, I believe, to get through this thing called life and its ups and downs. And it's not very easy to master the body because of all of the, whether it's the commercials we watch 24/7, the advertising, anywhere you watch, on from your phone to the radio to the TV and your new apps. There's always food. Food is always present. And especially in our culture, in the Black diaspora, there are so many parts of our culture that is celebrated around meals and getting together and eating good food. Hello, somebody. So it is always a challenge. I've been looking at my plate. Speaking of Nutrition Lawyer, did you see this viral video that was posted by a lady named Coach Stormy, where she was criticizing another woman's plate? Did you see this?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, girl, I should have warned you and let you see it and then comment on it. But yeah, she had two women who were at a cookout of sorts. It looks like a coaching weekend with this coach named Stormy, and she was criticizing her attendee who was sitting next to her, whose plate was piled up with barbecue. So it was, the burger, the coleslaw, the hot dog bun, everything was on her plate. And Coach Stormy had like 2 pieces of chicken and 2 shrimp and like a piece of corn or something like this. And there was something said that really set the internet ablaze. She's told the girl that she had a low vibration plate. And if they put the 2 plates next to each other, the piled up food and the one with just very little, almost more plate than food, it was, who is the queen? My plate looks like the royalty plate and your plate looks low vibration. And it made quite a buzz. People were very offended and saying that Stormy was acting as a mean girl and that, you don't bring people into your circle to put them down, to bring them up. But I think let's start with, I bring all that to, because you haven't seen the video, I bring all of that to say, let's talk about overeating. Because I do think, especially in our community, we celebrate them big plates. We celebrate, and I'm guilty. This is not to step on anyone's toes. I am guilty because when it comes to Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, birthday, one of the joys that we share is breaking bread. Do you have any, insights when it comes to mental preparation as we're going into the holidays, looking at how we relate to food when it comes to overindulging and overeating?
All right. So I will say this. A lot of times it's not it's not how much you're eating. It's what you're eating. So in terms of overeating, if you're eating a nutritious meal, say you're eating 1 meal per day and you're eating basically a feast for that day, but it's low carbs, it's medium protein, high healthy fat, you're not going to be gaining weight from eating that 1 meal, even though it's a feast. So it's what you're eating. Are you eating a big plate of rice and peas and corn and sweet potatoes and mashed potatoes? Yeah, you're going to gain weight and you're going to be unhealthy.
So, wow. So, it hurt my feelings because I love my rice and peas. I don't cook rice. I'll say that. I eat it when my parents make it and save me some. But I don't, I try not to buy bread. Like, I'm really getting serious about this, nutrition lawyer. I'm like, no bread for this next month. No bread, no bread, no bread. Even though I feel better because I buy like the organic all wheat, like sprouted bread, I feel better about it, but I know it's still carbohydrates. So you're when you nutrition lawyer, I think we lost your feed. Let me bring you back. Okay, don't worry. Oh, probably went to sleep. That's all right. So when you started your journey, let me ask you this first and foremost. We're going to be very transparent. Have you always had control of your weight? Have you ever had any challenges with weight?
So this is my situation is that when I was younger, I was always thin. I didn't grow up with a weight issue. I actually tried to gain weight when I was right. But and I became a vegetarian and actually a vegan when I was 18 at university. And I did and then started eating fish again and seafood. When I got a little bit older, I started gaining all this weight and I didn't understand what was happening. And it's not something that I was used to, but I still look good. I'm like, oh, I'm pretty, I'm good.
When you say older, do you mean in your 20s or like 30s or 20s, or where were we talking about we get older and we start seeing a weight change?
Late 20s. But I didn't pay it any mind because I thought, well, I'll just buy some new suits for court. So I was a size 2 and I just need to get a size 4. And then it went up to a size 6 and then almost a size 8. And I'm like, oh my gosh, why can't I was doing the same thing, I was eating the same food, but I was gaining all this weight. And so I decided that something had to be done, essentially, right? And I tried a couple of different things to lose the weight. For example, one of my cousins suggested you just need to cut out everything white in your diet. Okay, white rice, white this, white that, and start eating wheat. And I did lose like a dress size doing that, right? And so, but still the weight was too high. I was overweight. I didn't know I was even overweight because I look good.
And you're still fine. Hey, God, thank you, God. That's part of the problem. That's part of the problem. Now you're like, I got curves in the right places. I'm working with it. No, and then okay, sneak up. Sorry, keep going. Good.
So then years ago, I got this lump in my throat. It was a huge lump. Okay.
Whiter?
It probably was, right? It was huge. It was huge. And so I went to the doctor and the doctor said to me, they tested it and they're like, oh, it's not cancer. But we're going to refer it to a surgeon to do the surgery. So I go to the surgeon and I ask him, are there any other options than cutting my throat? Because, I'm a trial lawyer and I talk in court and I need my voice.
Exactly.
And the doctor was, the surgeon was like, no, I'll cut it out. Quick surgery, no problem. So I went home and I did research on my own. Mm-hmm. What causes that huge lump in your throat? And basically, I learned that it was an overactive thyroid because I was estrogen dominant. I have a and so I needed to switch my diet to eat foods that were lower in estrogen, like cruciferous vegetables, for example.
Hold on, nutrition lawyer, you're teaching. Hold on, let me get the chat involved. This is so good. And I thank you for sharing your personal journey, because a lot of us, when we get these health scares, we are like, I don't know, burying our heads in the sand like ostriches instead of talking about it, instead of sharing it. And it's very important that we talk about our health, especially as we grow, what should I say, more mature, and things are going to happen where even young people, actually, I've met women who are 21 with breast cancer. So I'm not going to say things can't happen to younger people, but especially as we mature, we have to pay attention and we have to listen to our body. So great that you're sharing your personal walk when it comes to a health scare. So when I've seen people though, nutrition lawyer, with lumps in their breasts and things like this, ignore it. So they turn into a out of sight, out of mind. If I don't think about it, it'll go away kind of thing. No, go straight to the doctor, start to do what you can to learn about it, and then take the best course of action for you. So you say you found a lump, it was thyroid. Your thyroid was swollen. Can you point to where it was, like up high, down, so people will know?
Right here.
Okay, so about right here, lumpy. Okay, now I'm checking. Okay, so you wanted to figure out what it was. How big was it when it was big?
It was huge. I mean,
I'm trying to picture you with a big lump in your neck. No, I'm trying to picture it. So over what period of time did it grow?
Seriously, it was big. So it was a good size, you know?
Yeah, so it started out like a pea, and then maybe 6 months later it got really big, or what time did it take?
It got to the size, I would say, like of a large marble.
Oh,
So
okay.
it definitely it looked like it needed to be cut out. So it's so, you know, I don't follow the doctors to say, listen, like get this removed.
Right.
On my voice box. That's what I was concerned about.
Right.
But I also thought that there's got to be other options that could help me. And so I was healthy. At least I thought I was healthy. I was a vegetarian. You know, I'm eating all this soy. I'm thinking like I'm doing good. And here was this thing, right? So from my own research, and you know, we lawyers love to research.
Yes.
Research. I found out that, okay, let me try this first. Let me see if I can change my nutrition, cut out certain things that gives me high estrogen, like soy, which I didn't know, right? I was eating all this soy thinking that I was healthy. And so I cut those things out, replaced it with cruciferous vegetables, etc. And the lump went away. I didn't need to cut it out.
Wow. Pause, please. This is so good, Doc. What is a cruciferous vegetable for those of us who may not know?
Cabbage, kale,
radish, cabbage, kale.
Yeah, pak choy, as we say in Jamaica, or bok.
Yeah. Okay, bok choy, yes.
You know, those types of things are all cruciferous.
So you took out extra soy, because I think there's a lot of research now. Some people are saying, oh no, soy doesn't do anything to the body, but I think soy does change your body because it is high in estrogen, or helps your body produce estrogen. So you cut out all your soy-based products. Wow. Yes. So over what period of time did you start cutting everything out? Did you see that the lump was going away?
It was probably about 3 months.
Wow.
That this thing just went down and then just disappeared.
Shout out to Chronics. Let your food be your medicine and your medicine your food. That's amazing. So again, we're very holistic a lot of times within the Black diaspora, looking at, okay, if I don't understand my body, let me go back to nature and then try to reverse engineer why my body is reacting this way. And again, even though we like the rice and peas, I'm going to read a little bit of the chat. It's cultural.
I love rice. Don't get me wrong, but yeah,
it's so good, but you got to eat it in moderation, and it has to be almost like a treat, because you got to think of it almost like candy. That the amount of starch going into your body, you might as well eat 10 Snicker bars. It's really your body processing a very highly carb, very what should I say, hard to break down type of, I would say, molecule. I'm not a scientist, but substance, and it's reacting different with your liver and with your insulin and all that. Miss Globe Girl has a couple questions. Let me read a few of the chat. Welcome everybody who just joined. Nutrition Lawyer is here on the SuzetteSpeaks show, sharing us with us her personal journey with health and well-being. Also, we're going to comment on the culture of health around Black women in the modern West, I guess you can call it that. Miss Globe Girl says, is liposuction safe if it gets rid of fat, or is it just as unhealthy and unsafe as BBLs? We'll talk about it. Wealth Creation said, that's because we moved from a hard labor plantation lifestyle. Hello, when they needed the rice, when they needed the peas, is because we were actually physical laborers, I'll call it that, enslaved folks, and moving into the labor intense type jobs. And yes, you could say it in the United States as well as in the Caribbean, all over, we were moving more. Our jobs were hands-on. Now we're at desks. So you're not breaking down that rice and peas like you were, 100 years ago when you needed it for energy. So 100%, we haven't anchored into this change. Hard labor used up a lot of calories. Well said, wealth creation. Hey, Ace Butterfly, good to have you. KL, I saw this comment, wanted to read it. Modern culture is toxic for men and women. We all need to stop cuddling with snakes and scorpions. Okay, but I will never give up my rights on my chicken wings. Let me know. It's all about macros. Interesting macros, y'all. I hear you, Anise. Them rice and peas be hitting. Oh my God, with the oxtail gravy. Who know about it? Yes, is this interesting, the Ace, that the doctor suggested surgery first because a lot of them are not educated when it comes to nutrition. They say med school doesn't give you this kind of education at all. Or if you might take one little class on nutrition, when nutrition is off, absolutely, for many of us, a starting point, a source for where our bodies are now kind of malfunctioning. So yeah, it's kind of crazy that that's something that they're not even really in the West anyway trained in. Yes, as soon as she said her throat was swelling, first thing I thought was thyroid. Okay, I've had cousins with thyroid, had her thyroid taken out, and she has to take supplemental hormones because the thyroid is like a master gland. It tells your body what to do and regulates temperature. So when you take it out, your body is like, ooh, we don't know what to do now. So she, for the rest of her life, has to take supplements in order to create a balance. Yeah. Okay, wow. But we want to eat huge servings, says Quincy. We don't have the level of activity to burn 2,900 calories every time we sit and eat. We talking mac and cheese, whether you're in the African American tradition, whether you're in the Caribbean American tradition, whether you're in Africa. When you see cheese on something, you better back off because cheese is like that superfood of just fats. It is not great for you. But no matter what, we see it in a lot of our recipes, and it's a comfort food. It tastes good. It's salty. You want to make a comment? Go ahead.
I'll tell you something. It's the macaroni in the macaroni.
Ooh, so you said cheese, all right, but the macaroni with the cheese.
The high healthy fat.
Okay, so you're a proponent. I know people that do not eat cheese, but you're saying in your experience, it doesn't affect you hormonally or anything.
It may affect you hormonally because if you're not eating organic cheese and it has all these hormones in it, then it's going to. Yeah. But if organic cheese and eating macaroni, it's the macaroni. The macaroni is the problem.
The carbs, y'all, the carbs. We're going to get more into it. Ace, thank you. Says soy can imbalance your hormones. Do not. I think they've had studies with little boys, whether soy affects male body development and all that. Very interesting stuff. Read up about it, guys. Yes, drink enough water, at least half your body weight. I still struggle with that. I bought 2 canisters and I was drinking them 2 times, like it's like a quart each, trying to get to the 2, and now I'm back to 1. So working on that. Yes, most of us gain weight from nutritional deficiencies. I find that's true too. Your body thinks it's hungry because you fed it a Happy Meal that didn't have actual nutrition. It had that bread. It had that kind of, I don't know what kind of fillings, but nothing that's giving you the vitamins and the nutrients your cells are craving. So you're still hungry. So you eat fast food, you eat junk food, and you're hungry afterwards. Why? A, because it's a carb. B, because it hasn't given your body any nutrients. Your brain didn't get no food from it. Cells didn't actually get food that it needs to develop. Yeah. Salt is also swelling. Tell us about it. We oversalt our food sometimes. What up? Wonderful. You can't imagine me wicked vegan. Yeah, you can't make a wicked vegan crab cake with cabbage. Really? I'd like to taste it. Moderation is key. Yes, I'm going to New Orleans and next week, and I'm thinking about all the food I'm about to eat. And I'm like, okay, no bread. But yeah, pasta is dangerous. Yes, especially enriched pasta. Good afternoon. How are you, Miss AK lady? Good to see you. Yeah, so there's a lot to kind of unpack from what Nutrition Lawyer has said. She's talking about her fitness or wellness, I should say, journey, and how she discovered a lump in her throat. Ended up being her thyroid was, I guess, engorged, swollen, and was told, hey, let's cut it out. She was like, nope, let me do some research. Let me get rid of soy from my diet. And it went down by itself. So you still have your thyroid and it's still healthy right now?
Yeah, I have a healthy thyroid.
Wow. All right. So when your thyroid got regulated by taking out the extra estrogen, you found out basically your body itself, your own body produced a lot of estrogen.
Yes.
So you didn't need added estrogen. Understood. So when you did that, did you lose back weight?
I'm sorry?
Did you lose any weight after you started eating that way?
Yes, I started losing weight, but then I also switched to a ketogenic diet, which made me completely go back to my regular size.
All right, so you got rid of the vegan, got rid of the pescatarian, got rid of all this other stuff.
Still a pescatarian.
Oh, you are? Okay.
I don't eat food, but I am ketogenic.
So
So
tell us what ketogenic means.
so ketogenic is you keep your carbs to 20% or below, high healthy fat, and moderate protein. And so for my protein is obviously it's basically going to be fish, right?
Okay.
High healthy fat. People stay away from ketogenic diet because they think, oh my God, that's a lot of fat. It's unhealthy. Because they taught us that fat was bad for us when actually good fat is good for us.
Right, right.
So so I made that switch. I made that switch like 3 years ago.
Wow.
Been at my healthiest weight since. Lost 30 pounds and feel fantastic. Brain power is sharp. Feel happy. It's amazing what it does for you. But yeah, I had to reprogram my head because they told you that, you know, eat carbs, less fat, and that didn't help our society. I mean, our society is obese.
Huge.
We're all these different illnesses and early death.
Wow, you're helping people, I'm sure, Nutrition Lawyer. And y'all check out her channel. This is super engaging and really eye-opening, I hope, for many of you, because oftentimes what we are doing as custom can kill us. What we're doing because we've always done it can really put our health in jeopardy, cause our lives to be shorter than they need to, and bring us a lower quality of life, because once your health starts to slip, that is a real which I say burden, in terms of trying to live fully, be happy, be the best whatever at work, at home, for your family. If your health is not in place and you're not well balanced in that area, it can be very difficult to take on the other challenges of life. So why we were talking about health today, because it's the building block. And for those of you who might be on a difficult, say, road with your health journey, I hope Nutrition Lawyer is inspiring you, because all of us have different challenges. It might manifest in different ways. She had it more so with what she was eating and the types of food, being estrogen heavy. And she has found a way to eat now that has helped her to maintain a healthy weight. Now, are you back to like size 4, 6, 2? Where are we working? May I ask?
I'm a size 2. I am
I can't even imagine that.
110 pounds at 5'3", which is within my body weight range, which is the ideal weight range. So
praise God. I'm just not even gonna say mine because I can't even. We're working on it, Nutrition Lawyer. Hallelujah. We're working on it because we're gonna still say the COVID, because it was a long couple years.
COVID,
But we
COVID,
work.
yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
on our weight for sure. Like most of us gained weight during COVID, right? So now is the time we're coming out of it that we can learn and switch. And one of the things I want to mention is that we talk about culture. I'm Jamaican, right?
What part of Jamaica are you from?
Raised in Kingston, Jamaica.
Okay.
Grew up in Kingston until I was almost 14 before I migrated to the US. So I know about our cultural foods and, love our food, of course. I mean, et cetera, et cetera. However, think back to know that our culture started before slavery.
Mm.
And if you look at history and look at how Black women looked before that time period, before this laboring in the fields, etc., just before that, we looked fabulous. We were fit. We were healthy. So we were taught later on how to adjust to whatever diets came later on. But if you really look at African history, that didn't start at slavery, because we keep saying that. We had such a rich history, kings and queens and kingdoms long before that. We were healthy and we look fabulous.
Yeah.
All right. And so I'm not saying that you don't look good because you're overweight, but you can't be healthy overweight, period. And it's a hard truth. I thought I didn't even realize I was overweight, but I was overweight. I'm small. I'm 5'3". I was overweight. And so we've got to take a hard look, because if we don't have our health, nothing else matters. All but I'm gonna get this bag. I don't care how much bag you have if you're like dying of cancer.
My Lord.
About it. So let's get our health in order first. That, and most of us don't know that we can or what we can do. And so my job is to help educate about different things that we can do. For example, one of the things that happens with carbohydrates, processed carbs, is that when it hits our body, it becomes sugar. So people are like, oh, I cut out table sugar, but I still have diabetes. Well, it's because you're eating all the processed carbs. Anyways, it's turning into sugar in your body, right? Even the natural foods like potatoes, it hits your body, turns into sugar. So you want to keep that in mind when you're doing your health and wellness. All right. You want to make sure that you can do sugar replacements. For example, monk fruit sweetener is a sugar replacement. It's natural, right? It's grown on trees. It looks like guinea, actually. And the monks use it in the Himalayas to sweeten things. That's why it's called monk fruit. It doesn't taste like any aftertaste. It tastes just like sugar, but it doesn't get you diabetes. It doesn't insulin. It doesn't impact your glycemic index. So these are things that I didn't know about monk fruit sweetener until 3 years ago. I'm like, what? Monk, what is that?
And monk fruit is where it's at. Yeah, you know who told me about monk fruit? Another YouTuber. You guys would be great as a collab. Maggie, the substitute teacher. We had a wonderful cooking demo on my channel with her. Oh, wow. She has a great channel. Literally, as she's cooking for herself and her family, she cooks twice a day and she puts it on YouTube. So she eats twice a day and she shows you all the substituting. And substitute means she's substituting what she used to eat for what she eats now. And she taught me about what's called skinny sweetener, but it's not the artificial. It's not the sucralose and Equal and those brands of sugar that's man-made chemical. Monk fruit is completely natural and it is sweet and it doesn't hit your blood sugar and spike it the way other sweeteners do. So I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah, are natural and wonderful for you.
Say it again. Monk, you cut out a little bit.
Monk fruit sweetener or stevia.
And stevia. Okay, yes. Our excellent replacement. Yes. Where do you get the monk fruit sweetener? That's a good question.
Amazon.com. It's
Amazon?
there. All the grocery stores, and it's in Amazon. You don't see because you were never looking for it.
Yeah, it's there. It's there.
And so all these monk fruits, I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know because I just went for the sugar section. If you don't know, how you gonna know?
Exactly. So check it out on Amazon, Jacqueline. Thank you. Let me read a couple comments. Hey, RM. Glad to see you here. A's in the building. I see some more questions. Quincy says, honey. You got to be careful with honey, though, because honey is also concentrated. Just little. Agave is better than white refined sugar as well. Okay, cool. Monk fruit says, Brown Gal Peace Lounge. Monk fruit sugar is good. Blue agave is amazing, too. Ace Butterfly said diabetics need to learn about their glycemic index. Consume slower insulin-raising sugars. Yes, absolutely. Condiments. I had my aunt tell me this. You put too much sauce. You have everything with sauce. And I love sauce. I'm telling you, I'm a dipper. I need a sauce if I'm having something bad.
I'm a sauce girl.
She's like, all of the condiments and the sauce. I'm like, same thing here, Quizzy. She'd love to tell me ketchup. You want the ketchup? I'm like, I need ketchup on but she's not lying because it has a lot of processed carb in it. Ketchup is sweet as well as salty. But people don't realize it because the salt overpowers the sweet, but it's not good for you. So when we get those fries and things that are served at, all kinds of events, you get all of this squeeze all over your thing. And it's so nice, but your body is about to go in like overdrive trying to break it down. Shout out to Ebony X. I see you. Glad you're here. Less sedentary living, says Quincy. Looking good, says Keisha. I think she was referring to you when you were saying that your size and your weight. Some of us can dream because we're still on the journey. Yes, be careful with eating too much soy. Add more beans and legumes and leave beef alone. Although I love beef and I think everything in moderation, once a month, once every while. I'm saying it off the top of my head. You got to check with your doctor or your nutrition.
I don't eat beef, of course, but grass-fed Grass-fed beef is fine. It's better than the rice. The rice, it's better than all the wheat. The wheat has been modified. So it's not our great grandmother's wheat. All right. So we're eating stuff that's genetically modified. And you're wondering, why is this happening to my body? It's because we're ingesting these things that we don't know is harming us. All right.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
shout out to Doug. He says Whole Foods sells monk fruit. Do you eat bananas? I eat a banana a day. Is that terrible?
I don't eat bananas because bananas have like, the small banana has like 27 grams of carbs. It's much sugar and it's getting me fat. So I don't eat it.
I need to stop. I put one in a smoothie every morning. So I definitely need to think about
maybe do a third of it. If you, or even half, but don't do the whole thing per day because it's too much. It's definitely too much sugar.
Well, shout out to Doug. Thank you, nutrition lawyer, for helping set me straight because I love a smoothie with a banana. I did one this morning. I had a banana, blueberries, lots, like 2 handfuls, probably 2 cups of spinach and some almond milk with some, Jamaicans got to spice it up a little bit. So I put a little cocoa powder, like all natural grenadine cocoa powder with cinnamon and nutmeg. It was so nice.
Great smoothie. Do half the banana or a third of the banana next time. You can still
okay, almost there. But it was green. Even though it's like a lot of stuff in it, it looks green when you drink it. But it was so refreshing after my little workout. Doug, shout out to you. Doug is a fitness guy. He's been a day one supporter of my channel. And he's always like at the gym. Every time I'm doing something, he's like, hey, at the gym. So he's probably at the gym right now. Shout out to Doug, showing love. Appreciate you. What is this? Do you ever heard of this gastroparesis diet? You ever heard of this? Hi, Beverly. Thank you for that.
No.
know that. Beverly might have to tell us what that means.
It helps your gut. Gastro is your gut. So that.
Yes, you got to give up soy milk. Woo, almond. Brown Gal Peace Lounge. I do almond. But yes, soy milk definitely affects hormones. But go get tested. Go get your hormone levels checked. It's good to get blood work, and it's always good to get hormone tests as you get older as a woman. Anybody really, but just to make sure you know your body and how your body's reacting to it. So yes, soy is probably changing your hormonal chemistry, but you don't know until, we have to get those things investigated a little bit more with our physicians. So we're talking to nutrition lawyer. They're asking about, what about quinoa and bulgur? Uh-oh. That's a no, doc. Let me doc. That's a no, nutrition lawyer.
I loved quinoa before I became ketogenic. I loved quinoa. Quinoa actually, I think regulated me pretty well in terms of my health. But I don't eat that stuff because it's not on keto. And so I eliminate that. I'm not saying that you should. You'll have your quinoa and your bulgur.
Okay. I think it's better than other grains, I believe, nutrition-wise.
For sure.
However, it's still a kind of, like she said, even though it's like a complex carb, it's not a simple carb. A lot of it is not necessarily easy for your body to metabolize. Let's just put it like that. Ebony, you have to check with your physician too. This is the murder of the Caribbean. There's nothing more poisonous in terms of nutrient delivery than a plantain fry. And I just had fry sweet plantain. Can you talk about that, nutrition lawyer? Okay. She might be frozen. Fried sweet plantain in the building. It is probably one of, and I'll let her get her unfrozen. But fried sweet plantain has the highest level because we caramelize it. We take a carb, we put it in hot oil, right? We're adding now what is that chemical called? Acrylamide, which is also very bad for you and carcinogenic. So acrylamide gets formed in those nice crispy crust parts that we love. Those are like the worst. Those, what they call a bun, the burn part of it is like the worst part for your health. But that's what we love about that fried plantain. And then it is increasing the sugars by being heated. So fried plantain is like, oh, you talk about sugar diabetes. Eat that every day. It is so bad for you. There she goes. Nutrition lawyer is in the building. Got little froze. It's okay. Sometimes the web don't want us to be great. It's all good. But talk about fried plantain. Is that in your diet?
I eat it once in a while. So it's too much sugar. And when you fry plantains, by the way, make sure, or anything that you fry, make sure that you're using coconut oil, avocado oil or olive oil. Do not use vegetable oil. It's full of chemicals. It's the worst thing that you can do for your health.
Oh my goodness. Vegetable oil is the worst. So tell us again, olive oil or
coconut oil
or
avocado oil.
Oh, wow. Okay. Because, yeah, we have a lot of different oils. I think people are confused. I don't use canola for sure because canola is not an actual plant. It's chemically made.
It's chemicals, and we don't know that it's really like affecting our bodies in a very, very negative way. It's chemicals you're putting in your body.
So people don't know this because, again, who said this? Someone told me this recently. Was it my brother? I can't remember who told me this. It was like in America, it is legal to kill people slowly. It's illegal to kill people fast. Capitalism at its finest. Literally, they could sell you poison.
Yes.
And you have the quote unquote choice to eat it.
Mm-hmm.
And you will eventually die and have a shortened lifespan because of it. That's legal. But if you shoot somebody or do something crazy, that's illegal. It's a sad state of affairs, but our food system, and I'm sure you guys have maybe seen documentaries on Netflix and such talking about it. But we have thank you, RM. We have a little problem with that. The avocado is a great, I have pure avocado right now. Avocado's in season. If I get one more avocado from somebody, that's a no nutrition lawyer?
Every day. Avocado every day.
Oh, you eat it every day. Okay. I was like, yeah, you're taking away my pear too, my avocado too.
But it's also one of the best healthy fats for you, and it helps you lose weight actually. So
yay, because I got probably 4. I have 2 really hard ones I got to put on the counter and 2 like about to be ripe ones. So thank you, RM. Appreciate you, one of my moderators here today. And I will take that advice and use that instead of the banana. I saw them and I thought to myself, maybe I see you got to listen to your spirits. And I was like, what if I should put a slice of avocado in there? But I wasn't sure what it was going to do to the smoothie. And I didn't want to mess it up.
Sure. And sometimes when you put avocado in those smoothies, it's like a yogurt. It's so good. Oh.
Ooh, okay. I got plenty right now. So I will be adding the avocado and 1/3 of a banana. Praise God. With my rest of my combo. Brown Gal Peace Lounge says, okay, now that's doing too much. I'm not cutting my bananas in half. I'll take the extra pounds. I feel you, girl. It's hard because bananas are like so readily available, so cheap. But that's why, because those carbs are hard to deal with. Your body is going to store them. Read the ingredients. Anything that is not natural, put it down. There's no point to consuming food that has no nutritional 100% value.
Absolutely.
I agree with you, Ace. Yeah, avocado is good for you. Potassium, if it is a banana, isn't for you. Okay, thank you, Quincy.
So many vegetables that do not have all that sugar.
Okay, so you can get your potassium, but you don't need it from a banana. Thank you very much. Better than rice, though. I hope so. Yeah, it's tough out here. Yes, this was what I was going to ask you. Ace, it's almost like you read my mind. Can nutrition lawyer go through her meals and snacks during the day? They want to know what you do eat, sis, and what it looks like. Because I know you talk about fasting and a lot of different other techniques. Again, you are ketogenic, which means 20% carbs only.
Yes.
And tell me again, the 80% is a mixture of good fats.
Yes, healthy fat and moderate protein.
And moderate protein. Oh, wow. I might have to look into this ketogenic.
Frying my eggs in coconut oil. The coconut oil is the healthy fat.
So you eat eggs. Okay, so let's go over what you eat. Let me go over what you eat. How many times a day do you eat, and what do you eat when you eat?
All right. So I generally eat twice a day. I don't snack throughout the day. And yeah, you got to cut out the snacking, because every time you eat, you spike insulin, right? And so you're keeping that fat on your body. You're not allowing it to burn. So that's why you keep the weight on. So I eat twice a day. I have breakfast at noon. All right. And I eat 3 eggs every day.
Whole eggs.
3 whole eggs. Oh. I used to think the egg white was more healthy. But you need to eat yolk, because that's all where most of the nutrients are in the yolk. So 3 eggs per day, and I will eat it with either with cabbage or sauteed spinach, sauteed mushrooms, that sort of thing. Sometimes with cheese, but make sure it's organic cheese that doesn't have hormones. And
I buy organic cheese.
yeah, that's my breakfast. Like I'll just saute some cabbage, pour my eggs on it, put my spices, and it's satiating. I'm not hungry for 6 hours.
Whoa. So like almost like an omelet.
Yes.
So you scrump, you use the full egg, 3 eggs in a pan, add some cabbage, add some mushroom or whatever other cruciferous vegetable, spinach, good handful, like a cup or like a sprinkling.
Sometimes it's just cabbage.
Okay. Wow.
Cabbage, sauteed, and then add my eggs to that. Just pour my eggs on it, and my spices, of course. And yeah, that's what I have for
So
breakfast.
no bread, no oatmeal, nothing like that.
Have that. You don't even need bread. What do you need bread for? Has no. It fills you up temporarily, because then 2 hours later you want a snack, right? And it just turns to sugar in your body and keeps you fat. So no, I don't need it. I replace bread though with different types of flour. So I'm definitely on my channel. I'll show people how to make bread out of coconut flour or almond flour. You can definitely make, but healthy bread. So you can make.
So you make your own bread?
Yes.
Fantastic. I only watch people bake on Instagram. Sometimes I'm like, I wonder if I could bake that. Wonderful. So you use coconut flour, break your own bread if you want it.
Yeah, coconut flour or almond flour.
Wow.
You can bread. You can make your own wraps as well. So if you need to wrap up your eggs or whatever in something, you can do that. But for me, if I'm eating just cabbage with eggs, I'm full. I'm full for 6 hours. So if you're full, you're not going to eat. Don't eat unless you're hungry. So I don't need any snacks. I have my cup of tea, ginger tea, or green tea, or black tea, whatever tea you like. I have that. I'm done until dinner, which is 6 p.m. At 6 p.m. I have my dinner. I can have a nice big salmon cooked in cream sauce with spices, and have some mashed pumpkin, or some steamed veggies. But I always spice my things, because we Caribbean people.
We need flavor now. We need flavor. We gotta have some paprika. We gotta have a little garlic powder, onion powder. So do you use like real onion, or do you use a powder? Does it matter to you?
I use real onion.
Okay, so your aromatics go in. You put your scallion, or your scallions, as we say here, your thyme, your ginger, if you want to cook a little ginger in there. So you make sure it's nicely seasoned and appetizing.
Every meal I eat, I moan because it's fantastic. It's delicious.
Girl, you better can cook. You think a day after you're pretty, look you better.
Bland and anything that I'm like turning up and I'm forced to eat it. No, I'm eating stuff that is delicious. All right.
Oh, nutrition Lord, I gotta push back a little bit, because I'm thinking to myself, God, give me the strength. Because I eat a lot. I eat snack. Let me put it like that. I eat often. So to hear you say, I'm like, I eat after I work out, smoothie. Definitely might eat a snack mid-morning. I was taught the 2.5 to 3 hour window. So you don't subscribe to that at all?
Oh, it's a lie. They taught us a lie. It's not, it's forcing you to keep eating their food. But no. So they can make more money. So you just keep snacking throughout the day, because every 2 to 3 hours I gotta eat. No, it's a lie. It's a lie. Tell that lie.
I need to get my life together, y'all. Ebony, let's read some of the comments. Ebony says, I only use coconut oil, olive oil, avocado oil. Wow, exactly. That's how I feel, bro. I got Peace Lounge. Yes, Barry, all the way from the UK with the pounds. Thank you for showing love. Say, hey, Suzette, long time no see, sis. An informative and great chat with your guest. Thank you, Barry. Always here supporting the channel. I really, really do appreciate you. I hope you are having a great, it's probably night now in London, and I thank you for watching. Appreciate you being a supporter of the content. I really, really do. Thank you so much for the super chat. Ace Butterfly says, prep your food will save you money and control. You control what you eat. This is too much. I like to make breakfast at night. As pancakes and egg in the morning, just grab and go. Okay, so planning, I agree with you, Ace. Get the planning going. Samantha Peacock, hello. Good to see you here. Hope you and the family are doing well. Glad you're here. Yes, it seems like food outlets are trying to kill folks. Like, hello. So it's weird because I'm asking Samantha asked you about intermittent fasting, and you can comment on what Quincy just said. But are you basically intermittent fasting?
Yes.
Did you set out to be an intermittent faster?
Yes.
Oh.
So before I became ketogenic, I was intermittent fasting. And I was actually doing a 4-hour eating window.
So yeah, okay. So I know what it is, but just in case anybody watching has never heard the term intermittent fasting, what does that mean?
So it basically is time restricted eating. So you decide what hours of the day you're going to eat, and then you don't pass those hours. All right. So I used to eat, say, at 2 p.m. my first meal, and then I would eat again at 6 p.m. and that would be it. So the rest of the time you're fasting. Right. And if you think
water alone, tea alone,
you can do an 8-hour eating window, or you can do a 6-hour eating window. It's up to you as to when you eat. There are people who eat early in the morning, so they'll have their first meal at 7, and maybe they'll have another meal at noon. It just depends on you decide what window works for you. But if you did like a 4-hour eating window, you would lose a lot of weight, because if you're looking at how many hours you're fasting, your body then is burning that fat, right? So that's how we lose weight. The body's burning the fat. But you can start off with an 8-hour eating window, and then you can shrink down to 6, right? But your body will adjust.
Hold on, nutrition lawyer. I'm still trying to get the wave offering, and Jesus be a fans. Help us to get the nutrition and the fasting together, oh Father, because we've been doing the 2.5 hour to 3 hour boy, and she's saying that is a lie. They have set it up so you continuously eat their food, and that it is unhealthy, and it's better for the body to not eat for longer periods so that the body can burn and heal. So 8 hours you eat, and the other, was it 16? Don't eat nothing.
Exactly. And remember, you're sleeping for about 8 hours anyway. So
it's really 8-hour challenge.
Fasting. And if you think about it, we've been fasting our entire existence as humans, right? We never had all this food readily available. So we had to fast. And also we have a term for it, break fast. When you wake up in the morning and you break your fast, you've been fasting.
Amen. Okay, sis, I'm getting you. Doug says eggs are one of the few proteins that will have very little impact on raising your insulin. Miss Glover said egg and cabbage a lot. Girl, I'm gonna have to work on my season game to make sure I'm.
If you make my egg and cabbage, I have one on my channel, you will like die, when you taste it.
It's so good.
So amazing. So listen, not making your cabbage right if you're like, cabbage.
So this is a good question. So you don't eat no carbs at all?
No, you eat carbs, right?
20%. So you didn't mention any carbs. So when you say 20%, what are they when you eat them?
Cabbage has carbs in it. Everything has carbs in it, right?
Oh.
Pumpkin has carbs, but it's lower carbs, right? So I eat things that are lower carbs so that I don't go over 20% carbs.
Okay, so all things that are you're describing already have some degree of carbs in it. RM says Whole Foods makes cauliflower flatbreads in the frozen section. Maggie, the substitute teacher, uses it all the time. Okay, salute. Doug says I eat eggs, broccoli, and mushroom. Praise be to God.
I mean,
he must be watching the channel already.
Right? You're like, yeah, eggs and
we need you to make one of these keto pies, please. I just saw pecan and walnut pie crust. Perfect for keto. Salmon, do you eat wild, not farmed?
Wild, and I love salmon. So I've farm because, of course, when you go to restaurants, you don't know what they're giving you. But when I buy my salmon, I buy it wild.
Okay, so Costco, okay, cauliflower sandwich thins. We're putting on game here. So back to the eating too often. Okay, so Doug says eating too often keeps your insulin levels elevated, which all you are doing is storing fat. So that's why I'm fat. Okay, I like eating. The nutritional lawyer is very disciplined. Hey, Ace, thank you. A woman after my own heart. I will stick to moderation and high fiber, because she was saying high fiber actually keeps you full, but you're saying no 40 boom. I'm working on, Lord is helping me to get the food discipline. I've gotten the workout routine, and I'm feeling a lot stronger. And I was telling my coach, I feel a lot more endurance and ability to just run better. Like when I started working out, I couldn't run. I was like, oh, like my body was like, what's going on? Like, this is probably June when I first started. I was like, Coach, I don't think I can run. He was like, you can run. I don't think so.
Lose weight is
Yeah.
80% nutrition, 20%
Yes.
exercise, 80%.
That's why big girls like me need help and what should I say, grace in this journey of, I told you I eat 6 times a day. That's what they told me.
Oh my gosh.
Now
You know,
I'm realizing what's the problem.
so when you know better and you learn better, you do better. I used to do.
Hello, somebody. I'm gonna drop the link in just a little bit, see if we have any guests that want to come up. I'm with Nutrition Lawyer. Did you guys already hit the like button? I appreciate you having just a fun Saturday discussion. If you're watching Team Replay, hit the like. Why don't you? Black women reclaiming our health, changing the narrative. We're gonna get into some of the public policy and I guess more pop culture view of Black women and health and why we see these images where we are kind of like the mammy trope, mammy, as you would say. In the States, that people are okay with us being one type, big, unhealthy, looking like we about to fall over. It is not to say that if you're struggling, we're putting you down, but we're talking about like just I think the media's role in how Black women are perceived, which is less feminine, less soft, less ladylike, and less fit, quite frankly. Now, we do have, some would say, a fitness movement going on big time. Instagram, you can see it every day. People are like showing you their workouts and their, some of them surgical bodies, pretending that they're that way because of working out, where I don't really believe you. But whatever it is, there is also a pendulum swing for us to be like hypersexualized as well as fit. So I want to hear what you have to say about that, speakers. I'm going to drop the link in just a moment as to why this imagery. Why are we either this big girl, super, 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 or they call it morbidly obese, or, hot, sexy, very few in between, like normal people. But there's this pressure to, I don't know, like be self-accepting, which I get. But is it a self-accepting narrative that is preventing us from embracing our true health? And maybe we have wrong information. Hello, I'm eating 6 meals a day. Meals meaning eating 6 times. And nutrition lawyer is like, what you doing? Why are you ruining your life? You're clearly fighting an uphill battle, sis. And maybe I am. And I have to gain, and I'm going to get a nutritionist involved, actually. I think that just listening to you talk, I'm like, I really need help with this on the eating side. If you have ever struggled with weight, drop a thumbs up in the chat, because I think, again, this is which I say, it's a bear. It follows a lot of us for our whole entire lives. If you struggle with weight as a kid, I was always the big boned one. I was not you, sis. I was always bigger than most of my classmates who were white. I was like, you're the leader. You're the tallest. You're the person at the front, the strongest one, always. And I always weighed probably 20 to 25 pounds more than my classmates. Every grade, every single grade. I weighed 140 in high school, like woman's body, like totally muscular, but that was normal for me. That is actually my probably fit weight is probably about 150. So 110 dreams, nah, love. I was probably 110 in 6th grade. Shout out for the thick girls in the chat. If you know what I'm talking about, that's the life I live. So weight and being noticeably bigger than my classmates was always a part of my life. I don't remember a time feeling skinny. I never, ever felt that way. I actually felt fat. Probably I felt bigger. I always was like, why am I bigger than everybody else? So is there a reality that Black women are, in some cases, just bigger than their counterparts?
Well, that's the reality today, but that's not all. Our history is not that. No, Black women have always been fit and looking fit. So if you the marketing, right? Think of marketing when slavery happened and coming out of slavery, and in terms of what we could get to eat, which is scraps, right? we ate the scraps, and so that continued into quote unquote our culture.
Yeah.
But our culture, right? So the marketing today is to get us to eat more food because we're gullible, we're being programmed. And I'm talking about TV and magazines. It's programming you, right? It's programming your mind. So you're seeing all that stuff, and there's good fries and the this and the that, and you're like, oh, I want to eat that, I want to eat that. And think about it, you're basically eating this stuff and getting addicted, and so you want to eat more of it, right? They have food chemists, all right? My mother is a chemist. They have food chemists that literally measure at the point of all these different foods when you become addicted, right? And so it's like a drug for many people, right? It's not just sugar is a drug, but the carbs as well is a drug, because you have to have it. I have to have it. I have to have my rice and peas. I'm not gonna give up my rice and peas. I'm not gonna give up my flour. I'm not gonna give it, to your detriment, because when you eat it, you just fall asleep. And I'm just telling you right now, you eat food
The
and you
itis,
just
doc,
fall.
the itis. You're speaking truth. You're opening eyes. I agree with a lot of what you're saying. I know it's tough sometimes because we are part of the society that we talk about, right? We're looking at ourselves. We're smart, we educated, we know what we're doing. But in this area, there is a very intentional,
Yeah,
call it like that super marketing of food constantly in
absolutely.
all corners of our lives. If you look up as you drive, you see food. I mean, I had a friend of mine who went through like a gastric bypass because she had a food addiction. But hers, a lot of people do, but hers was very visible on her body.
Right.
And she said at her height, she was like, Sue, I couldn't drive down the street without stopping at each and every fast food place. She
Oh my.
was like, if she passed a KFC, she'd have to stop. If she passed the next Burger King, she'd stop. If she passed the McDonald's, she had to stop. I was like, Jesus God, there's so many people that may not openly talk about it. And again, hers, you could see on her, but food is a very big which I say obstacle for many people in terms of having a healthy relationship to it. It's the one thing, it's not like a drug where you can say, I don't have to do the drug. You have to eat.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to have a healthy mental relationship to food that, again, based on society, we're not really encouraged to have. We're encouraged to have just an active, which I say desire for. I'm one of those people, guys. I'm talking about myself, where I'm like, what? Like the next thing I think about after I do work, what am I going to eat? But it's not like a prep eat. It's more like a, ooh, what restaurant, what experience can I have? I'm a connoisseur. My mom was like, you are a foodie. She's like, the way you describe food when I'm eating or trying a new place, they're like, damn, that detail, that level of like descriptiveness is like, I tasted it.
I'm a huge foodie. And so what's interesting is that for the past years, every month, in addition to my intermittent fasting, every month we do a monthly 3-day fast where it's a full fast. Oof. All right? No food. Because what you end up doing is you're rebuilding your immune system, rebuilding your brain cells, all right? Getting rid of disease cells, getting rid of inflammation in your body, and also training your mind to be not addicted to food. Because if throughout the day we're thinking about what we're going to be eating, but for 3 days every month, the first through the third of the month, we do not eat any food. We drink water and tea. If you drink coffee, you drink coffee. No dairy, no sugar. But that once you go through that sort of thing, you know how much mental power you really have. If you have a whole bunch of food in your house and you're not eating, by your willpower, you're a rock star.
My goodness. Listen, I got to pray for this type of discipline. Help me, oh God. I'm reading the chat as fast as I can, learning a lot, listening, trying to get my life together. Welcome. If you're just joining, hit the like button. Ace says, does nutrition wear exercise? Do you exercise at all?
I do. So initially, in my olden days, let me just say this, I was an athlete. I ran track.
Yay.
Basketball. I love sports. All right. But then later on, everybody's in the gym. I'm not a gym person.
Okay.
I'm really not a gym person. So I do exercises at home a little bit. So I definitely need to do more exercising. I do.
I'm the opposite of you. I exercise a lot, but I need to work on the food side. I'm like, workout, sure, I can't wait. But
Yeah.
now I'm like, I gotta rethink my whole life. 12-12, meaning eating during 12 hours and fasting 12, or 16-8, not eating during 16 hours or 8 fasting, or 24 are intermittent splits. Okay, thank you, Doug. 40 Boom say, I gotta eat before I go to sleep. What's up? Amen.
But you train yourself, because I used to eat late at night, right? 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock. I go to bed late, so I would eat late at night. And now I just cut off the eating at 6 p.m. or 8 p.m., you know, depending on when I start my meal. But
okay.
if your body will adjust. This is the thing. Our bodies are amazing machines. Our bodies want to keep us alive, literally.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
And preventing it from keeping us alive.
Yes.
So if we work with our body and we do certain things, like cut off eating at a certain time, in 3 weeks, your body will completely adjust. You won't even desire anything.
Now you might get some headaches first, though. Let's talk. Let's be real.
3 weeks as you form a habit, you'll be good to go.
Woo! I gotta get some motivation. Y'all check out Nutrition Lawyer's channel, because she is definitely doing her thing. Broccoli has no nutrition; it's man-made, says 40 Boom. Broccoli has arsenic and trace amounts of sparingly. Please, family. Okay. Oh, use sparingly. I get it. Eat wild salmon. Thank you. I'm a little bit behind. Sorry. Also use cauliflower pizza crust in the pizza section at Walmart. Thank you very much. Farm salmon is too high in omega-6. Omega-3 is good. Too much omega-6 is bad. I think I found that out. Moderation is a word. You better jump rope, says Quincy. Jump rope starts with 2 minutes. Okay, got you. Watch consumption of alcohol. That's another part of it we got to really talk about, because all the brunches and the mimosa and all of this that we have this culture of. Even me, I stopped going to bottomless mimosas. I'm like, this is killing me. Even though I love a Bellini. I love a peach Bellini. It is so sweet and so nice and so bubbly. But 5 of them is going to poison your life and then counteract the whole week of working out if on Sunday you're drinking 5 Bellinis. Like, it's not good for you. So if I'm drinking, I'll drink one. I'll order it a la carte. No, I won't do the bottomless anymore. But yeah, it's hard because, again, culture says this is what we do. We go to the all you can eat, and then we get the bottomless whatever. So alcohol plays a big role. Absolutely. 40 Boom talking about he like his women juicy. That's another part of the culture that promotes it. Girl, you not fat, you thick. Girl, you not this, you okay. Kurt, come up on this stage, Kurt. Kurt, if you have a camera wherever you are, Kirk and I did a great show on Lizzo. And when she first dropped Make Way for the Big Girls, and she's always going to bring conversation about her taking up space the way she does, unapologetically big, bold, beautiful, as she says. But is it a practice of us now saying this is acceptable in every means for everybody? And again, what she enjoys, what she likes to do, Lizzo, live your best life. But what is she emblematic of is what many people question. Are we promoting, as Kanye? Ooh, as I'm quoting Kanye. What is happening? Is it a genocidal like system of like, we're telling you it's okay to be fat? We're not saying that's all on Lizzo. I'm just saying in general, who preaches? I'm seeing kids eating crap. I see grocery baskets full of crap with little kids with all these darn artificial colored snacks and gels and stuff that's just not, it's man-made. And they got ADHD and they got this and they got all this other stuff, but we're not looking at what we put it in the child's body. The child has no choice. You're buying it for the child. And I see it and I hate it because, again, I don't live in your house. I don't know what your circumstances are. I get it, but maybe you don't know is what I'm saying. But again, when we're promoting this and, oh, they just big bone, is it to our detriment? And a lot of people will say, well, let her be, let everybody do what they want to do. Let's just live life. What do you have to say about that, nutrition lawyer? Kirk, if you could come up, please. I would love you to join the conversation.
I think it's killing us. Over 60% of Black women in the U.S. are overweight or obese. We're dying from diabetes and heart disease, etc., from what we're consuming. So if we want, right now, human beings can live to be 120 years old. Why are we dying at 50 and 60 years old? So that's the hard truth. The hard truth is that we're unhealthy and we need to get healthy. You can have a good body positivity attitude, right? And a realistic attitude, and know that, hey, I am proud of myself for how far I've come, but now I know better. I'm going to do better.
My goodness. I hear you. A lot being said in the chat. Let me go ahead and read some. Y'all, I've dropped the link. If you want to come up, you don't have to cam up. Let us see you in the back, and then you can make your statement if you want to chime in. It's a great topic. SuzetteSpeaks, leave your sport. Girl, I got no sports car home. Do more walking. Try and say it's a great topic. Very informative. Thank you.
I walk. I'm actually going to be training for a marathon. So
you're going to be skin and bones if you train for a marathon. Girl, you're going to be a -0. That's, girl, I don't know.
I was an athlete. I was like 100 pounds and I was fierce. So,
well, I maybe need a mental shift because I like how I look when I'm thick. I don't know what I just get mad that my clothes don't fit. That's the big, like, oh my God, I have this beautiful dresser, beautiful whatever, and I can't get into it anymore. That makes me upset. But overall, I love myself, but I get, I don't want to get it out of hand. That's why I wanted to do some more physical fitness and intervention that way. But as you said, the most critical part is the food and how we eat and when we eat, apparently, right? What nutrition value the food we are consuming has, the type of oils we use. But sometimes I think people get overwhelmed by it and they don't know where to start. They're just like, I don't want to think about this. This is too much. They selling it in a store. I'm just going to buy it.
Start with Nutrition Lawyer channel.
Yes, listen to Nutrition Lawyer. She'll inspire you. Fruits are the ones area to eat less of. Yes, easy upon the fruit, my girl, because people love fruits and they're like, oh, I'll eat fruits. It's sugar.
I love my life more than I love the fruit and the carbs. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I love me more than everything else. Period.
Amen. Do you love yourself more than the food? Woo, woo, woo. Stepping on them toes. Okay. Elijah Muhammad preaches that. I didn't know that, Quincy. Eat once a day, eat twice and work out. Yes.
Once a day.
Go attorney. They say, let's go. I struggle with the sweet tooth. I like savory and salty. That's my thing. I like crunchy.
Me too.
I'm not a sweet girl, but savory and salty. Oh God, I love that flavor profile. A says I struggle with sweet tooth. My lemon water in the morning helps me curb sweet cravings. I've heard that. Do you follow that? Lemon water?
I do lemon water. And we do lemon water on the fast for sure.
And that's what you drink the whole day?
Well, I don't drink a lot of water, Suzette. So, you were talking about all the water that you drink. And I'm like, yeah, I don't drink all this water that they're telling us to drink. How many glasses of water per day when you're like forcing yourself to drink all this water? For what purpose? No, your body actually.
Everything I've ever been told is a lie. You're like,
forcing yourself, like, in water. No. Tea per day, generally. That's water. That's hydration. And then I have glasses of water. And sometimes
hold on, you're cut out again. Hold on. Doug says he 6 to 8 times per day was pushed during the early 2000s, but new studies show it's terrible and will lead to insulin resistance. So say again, how much water you drink?
I drink 2 glasses of water and 2 cups of tea. That's enough hydration.
For the entire day?
Huh?
For the entire?
For the whole day. For the whole day.
Lord, get my mind right. Struggling at it, says Keisha. Thank you. Appreciate y'all being with me on this. You would not look how I could not be. Me and Nutrition Lawyer got 2 different body shape. I'm very muscular. And then all this beautiful fat is a lot of muscle that's hiding under this pretty layer. But yeah, we have 2 different. I'm a muscular, strong woman. Like my natural build is muscular. So I'm going to be heavier. That's what I realized. I'm extra 20, 25 pounds was always because I'm more muscular in my development. Kirk says, I used to be fat myself. He told his story on our Lizzo show. I'll probably post it here, or if one of my moderators could please post it in the chat. Kirk coming up in the background. Yeah. Oh, this is an extra Jamaican show. We got 3 yachties in the building. Thank you, Kirk. I see you in the background. Let me know when you're ready. Given the super chat said, I used to be fat myself. Suzette, you know, I've said it many times, and it's all about the nutrition. Stop fooling yourself, he says, Sue. Get it together. I guess maybe it's what they say, not plausible deniability, but maybe it's what do they call it, where it's like willful deniability? It's like I'm like, I will take care of every part except for eat at 12, eat at 6. That might be my challenge. Like maybe I'll set up like a month because I'm going to New Orleans. I can't. I'm gonna eat that food though. So
New Orleans, I love New Orleans.
I'm gonna eat the food. I'm gonna eat the food. Next week I'll eat that food though.
Grilled oysters or baked oysters with those spices. Oh
yeah, I'm gonna eat the food though. I'm not just gonna eat that. I'm gonna eat carbs. I'm gonna eat the shrimp and grits.
Some of those grilled or baked oysters with the hot sauce. Oh my god.
I'm gonna eat shrimp and grits though. I'm not even gonna eat shrimp and grits. Okay, we're gonna start as soon as I get back from New Orleans. I'm gonna help you guys. Great information. I'm listening and learning. Good, Hunger. Thank you. I appreciate that. You're absolutely right, Ace Butterfly. Whole Foods has keto bread in the bakery frozen department. That's what that cauliflower, I think they was mentioning. All about diet and your medical history. Check out with your doctors, guys. I have dropped the link. I see Kirk D.A. Anderson in the back. Fitness trainer. I lost a bunch of weight. He's always told me about eating, and I'm slowly getting the message, guys. It's a little bit more than what I've been doing. I made changes. Nutrition lawyer. Okay, I feel very empowered about the changes I made. But yes, I hear you. 40 boom. I'm addicted to food. A lot of people feel that way. A lot of people do. It's not polite, or we feel embarrassed to say it out loud. But it's the first thing in your mind when you wake up. It's the last thing in your mind when you go to bed. You're always thinking, what next? What next? What am I eating next? What am I eating next? It is not you. It is how we have been conditioned. Honestly, I've watched a girl used to do my hair. She has put on so much weight. No shade. But it's because she has gone through a lot, and food is also a very big comfort mechanism, coping mechanism, right? So a lot of times people get really into like eating as a way of I feel good. You watch it, 600-pound life. They have whole shows about this, not to be critical of anybody's emotional state, but when we're using food as that type of tool, it's a deadly weapon. It feels good in the moment. It helps us feel comforted in a moment. We get through that pain. We get through that hurt. But it is the most dangerous thing. So if you need help, we're talking about Black women reclaiming our health today. Check out special guest YouTuber, Nutrition Lawyer's channel. She's doing amazing work. Kurt, you're looking good. You ready to jump on? Okay, baby. I see the muscles. We're going to have some gentleman energy, some testosterone joining the chat. Let's go. Let's bring back Nutrition Lawyer. Let's bring up Mr. Kurt D.A. Anderson. Wagwan, how are you?
Hey, good evening, everybody. Hey, how's it going?
We are excited. Look at that smile. Hold on, let me give you a solo. Let me see.
You're making me blush.
I'm so happy to see you, brother. How you been?
Good. Yeah, I was on the way, getting ready to go to the gym, and I clicked on the link, and I was like, oh, Nutrition Lawyer, that sounds interesting. So I've been listening in. Yeah, she's been giving some good advice. And yes, as I always say, it's all about the food. You can't work out a bad diet. It's impossible.
I still fine though, Kurt. I'm still fine. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you are very pretty.
But I'm just telling 100%. You, we are work in progress. Yes. Hallelujah. And I think no, it's time for the nutritionist. Honestly, as I'm listening to her, I'm like, yeah, I think this is it's a marathon, right? Learning to eat, actually enjoying it. I'm not gonna eat nothing I don't enjoy. Let's just be real. I'm not gonna sit up here and be like dry food. Don't taste bad food is not going to be sustainable. So I'm thinking about ways. I'm like, God, how am I going to do this in my life? And I'm not going to say I have all the answers right now. But go ahead, Kurt.
Yeah, the nutrition lawyer said it earlier on. It's kind of not your fault, right? For a variety of reasons, marketing, et cetera, and I guess you could say a lack of knowledge, whether it's the nutrition, the workout, or what have you. But even trying to change a behavior, right? I've been just doing a lot of reading on this and trying to figure out some things I did that worked and didn't do when I was, obese. And desire and motivation, while you need that, you can't rely on that. That will never work long term. You need more than that, right? You need the ability to do a thing, to make it easy, let's say, or the capability, and prompting and cueing. So for example, say you pack your gym bag and you put it in the car. So now you don't have an excuse to not go to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Or you get home from work and you're hungry and you didn't make any meals. Now you're just going to have to eat whatever you have available, right? So on one hand, you're setting yourself up to succeed by going to the gym. On the other hand, you're setting yourself up to fail by not having any food to eat, right? So it's little things like that that will make you be successful. And big picture, you mentioned going to New Orleans, right? So for food, I'm curious to hear what your main guest thinks too. It's either you go food quality if you're not tracking anything, right? Or you're actually tracking things, then you can adapt. So for example, let's say you like your pizza or your ice cream, right? So it has carbs, fat, and protein. Now, if you're actually tracking this, you can adjust. So for example, you ate, say, less chicken later in the day. I'm just making up something, right? Or a smaller piece of salmon because you had some ice cream. Less rice because you had the ice cream. But if you're not tracking anything, then we can't really, it's hard to fit that ice cream in. You know what I mean? So you can go quality, which you just eat really nice things that taste good, that is. You know, I do bacon, I do egg whites, but it's always organic or, you know, wild caught or free range or what have you. But that's a simplistic way to look at it. If you track things, you can kind of have what you want, have your cake and eat it too, in a sense. But if you don't track, if you're driving a car, no speedometer, no gas gauge, you know, no GPS,
you don't
you're
know where
unlikely
you're
to get
coming
from
where
point
you
A to point B. Yes.
Right.
You're
I love
unlikely
it.
to make it. Yeah.
Kurt, good information. Kurt also has a channel. You guys would be great for a collab. Just saying. Kurt, you're quickly tell us your story. For people who don't know Kurt D.A. Anderson Fitness, check out his channel. What was your kind of journey with fitness and nutrition?
So I've been obese twice. I lost 65 pounds once. Let me see, was it like 2010, 2011, something like that. And then I wanted to build some muscles. I was very, very weak. The barbell alone was heavy to me. Then in an effort to build muscle, I didn't fully know what I was doing. So I built some, but then I put on weight. Then I fell off the wagon, got fat again, except fatter this time. So I transformed a second time. And the main reason there, I would say, was that I got coaching, this professional bikini model. She was an IFBB pro that helped. Then I had two other coaches after her, two guys. And that plus my desire to just learn a lot about this kind of space. So I really believe most people try, whether it's you, Suzette, or everybody else. I tried. It wasn't because I didn't try. Most of us have tried. I believe your guest said she tried different things as well. But when you don't fully know what you're doing, or some of the things you think are true are not true, and you don't know what you don't know, then you just increase the odds of failing, right? Like, you guys are lawyers. If I had to go to court, I would not represent myself. I would get a lawyer. Right?
Yeah.
You
Kurt,
know, I don't cut my
always
own hair.
that wisdom. Yes, you would get the professional involved,
Exactly.
which I think is a very good piece of advice that most of us, because we're smart, we think we know how to do everything ourselves, but we're not experts at everything. We need experts in these particular areas, especially if we're struggling. Help me, somebody. But
one other thing I want to say, Suzette,
go
here is, if you think about it, like say a guy, he's going to spend a couple $100 on a nice suit, right? It's better he spend that money on a professional to help him look better, because I distinctly remember this. I got a suit from Express. The suit and the shirt from Express was like $120, $130 in total. I remember getting so many compliments, right? And it's like when I was fat, I'd buy like a Lacoste polo shirt over $100. I got no compliments. I buy a $9 Walmart shirt when I lost the weight. I got lots of compliments, right? You know, or on the lady side, you could spend hundreds of dollars on your hair. But it's better you spend that money getting in shape, because even with your crappy hairstyle, you're going to look better, right? So it goes for both the guys and the ladies. And the last part I would say, you mentioned getting a nutritionist. Don't fall into the trap of getting a professional who, how to put it, they don't look the part, so to speak. You know, you wouldn't carry your car to a mechanic, whose car is always breaking down, right? So I would not recommend going to somebody who, they have a great bunch of credentials, but either they themselves look a mess or they can't show you any people they've helped. You know what I mean? So be careful. I'm trying to say it in a nice way, basically.
Don't fall for it, says Kurt. Watch Kirk chest. Oh no, watch Kirk chest. Boy, watch Kirk looking fly. He says,
"Here's my kitchen. You see, my kitchen is very well used, right?
Okay.
It's kind of a mess, but that's what happens when you cook, right?"
Kirk said, definitely, the proof is in the pudding. Don't let these people fool you. A lot of folks are gurus in the fitness area online, and it's just really discouraging. But I've, having listened to both of you as two individuals who've walked the walk, not only talk the talk, Kirk losing 65 or more pounds twice, and gradually doing it and keeping it off, and then Nutrition Lawyer on her own journey, looking at a 3-year journey now back to where you were originally in terms of not only size, but just an overall, how do you feel? You feel better. You don't have any more thyroid issue. I'm sure you're full of energy and other parts of you that are just, experiencing joy because you have improved your health. So I think that's the key. Sometimes when we get into this chat, I'll see a lot of comments about Lizzo, et cetera, et cetera. And it's not about aesthetic. I want y'all to be clear. Yes, that could be important to certain people, but I'm just saying, I'm talking about longevity and quality of life. The truth is that you most likely will not live as long. The truth is you might have chronic illness way before your time. The truth is living with chronic illness is not fun. So not being able to stand up and sit down and your knees and your hips and everything else having issues is the problem. It is not to critique, again, on a beauty or any kind of superficial way. I really want to emphasize, for me anyway, the looking at this subject matter is much more like, wait a minute, what are we telling ourselves and what are we teaching? And does it really benefit us in the long run? That's the real question. So yes, you get the byproduct of your clothes fit better. Yes, you get the byproduct, as Kirk say, whether I'm going to Walmart or whether I'm going to Gucci or Lucci, I'm gonna still look my best. My clothes fit better, whatever. Your confidence goes up, all kinds of lovely byproducts. But the health and wellness scope of the matter is that no matter how much you want to go around and help me, oh God, it is a matter of life and death, or 10 extra years. They said rich people, they just put a story out that rich people live on average, if you make a certain amount of money, 4 more years than everybody else. So
I can believe that.
I believe it too. Like better quality of life, better access to nutrients and discipline in terms of what you're taught. So I'm going to read some more of the chat. You want to jump in, Nutrition Lawyer? What would you like to add?
I mean, I completely agree with everything that's being said, and I agree with Kirk for sure. Absolutely.
Kirk know what he's talking about. Kirk said, get the real professional. Physical fitness is key. Take long walks. A lot of people saying eat less, work out more. Mind blown, yes, by a lot of this conversation. I thought I knew because I was eating my little 6 small meals, but now you guys have me rethinking my whole life. Yes, 2 cups of tea for someone who's in shape. Exactly. You can only drink 2 cups of tea and 2 glasses of water because you weigh a very small amount and you're in shape. For some of us who are on the other side of the spectrum, we're going to have to drink some water to replace some of those calories.
Remember also, Suzette, that I eat a lot of vegetables. That's a lot of water as well.
Yes, that's true.
True. So yes, we got to get our mindsets, guys, under control. No, New Orleans is actually for a friend's birthday. I'll be in New Orleans celebrating with my friend girl. She's doing girls trip. Hey, out here trucking. Nice to have you, Jeremy, on the roads. Saying, question for your guests: is having a slow metabolism a sign of poor health? Is having, so basically not breaking down food, or we can define it first and foremost, a slow quote unquote metabolism a sign of poor health? If yes, what do you recommend to speed up one's metabolism? Peace and love, Suzette. Now, Jeremy is out here trucking, as his name says. So he's on the road. He's in a sedentary position for hours at a time. And most of us, if we're working in corporate America, are also sitting at a desk or sitting in one position for hours at a time. So I thank you for that question, and thank you for showing some love. Always a supporter here on the SuzetteSpeaks show. Thank you so much, Jeremy. So who wants to take that? What about slow metabolism? How does one speed up your metabolism?
So that's, what he's talking about is when you're metabolically adapted. That's a real thing. Many of us, I suffered through that. Like before I lost the 65 pounds, I remember this nutritionist getting me tested, the RMR test, resting metabolic rate. It was terrible. It was like 1,000 calories I was burning a day, or 1,100, which is like what a child would burn. Wow. Consider that I was like, 230 at the time, I'd like to say. And I'm like,
so can I break this down a little bit more, Kirk? Because I don't want to make sure people are following. So you have to burn a certain amount of calories, your body does, to stay alive. Yes. So you're resting metabolic rate. That's the minimum that, just to be alive, your body actually just burns by you breathing and
Actually,
walking
just as if you
and
just lay
living.
down in bed.
So
Then when you have, like we're talking now, you have non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So that's burning calories. Then you
right.
have exercise. So there's lots of other things. But that BMR, that basal rate. So I just got mine tested a couple of weeks ago. It's 1973. And when I got it tested probably 2, 3 years ago, it was like 2021, which is good. I'm 49 years
No.
old.
Listen,
It's where it
let
should be.
people digest it. Hold on, they're talking a little
Yeah.
fast. Let me just make sure they're getting it. So at one point when he was overweight, his body was only burning 1,100 calories to stay alive.
Mm-hmm.
Now his resting metabolic rate 2,000 to stay alive, and even higher now. You said
No, it's around 2000. Yeah, it's typically
2,000 just to stay
1973.
alive.
Yeah.
That's a lot
Yeah,
of. That's
so
great.
that gives me, so there's a couple of benefits here, right? So imagine the fat me compared to the me now. I could eat 1,000 calories more than the fat me, and nothing, let's say nothing
You
bad
wouldn't
would happen.
gain
Let's keep it
weight.
simple.
Yeah.
Right, exactly, right. And the way to actually fix your metabolism, the easiest way is to get more lean tissue, which is muscle, and eat more food. So what happens is a lot of people, so it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? You get fat because you ate too much and didn't move enough, let's say, right? But then when you do all this yo-yo dieting, trying all these little gimmicky things over the years, which I've been guilty of and many of us have, you kind of damage your metabolism. So it goes down, right? Now, the way to fix it, ironically, is eating more food. It's counterintuitive, right? I know, because it shocked me the first time I ran into this phenomenon. But there's a lady I helped lose almost 60 pounds, and she was eating like 1,000 calories a day, which is not healthy. But I gradually got it up almost like 90% increase. So think about it. So she ate more food, and the weight was going down. A good example of this is the TV show The Biggest Loser. Anybody on the show can Google this. There's studies, I don't remember the doctor's name, he did this. All those people are losing, say, 300-400 pounds. They damaged their metabolism. And many of them, they gained all that weight back and then some, right? You know what I mean? So you kind of put yourself in a bad position, which I think is what that gentleman is referring to. So you have to work out and eat more. Again, it's counterintuitive because a lot of people are afraid of food. Don't eat, I need to starve. But, look at it this way. If all of a sudden you were making $1,000 a month, that was it, you would find a way to live within that $1,000 a month. Yes. You would not die. You would drastically change your lifestyle, but you would live, right? This is what your body is doing, or my body was doing at 1,000 calories a day nonsense, right? When you starve yourself, your body is like, okay, food, we can't get no food, something is wrong. Let's turn things down, turn down the metabolism, let's hoard onto fat because we don't know when we're getting fat again. Let's shed muscle perhaps. Whatever, all kind of bad things are happening, right? Like with that lady, she was having like an irregular period, skin problem here, but a whole bunch of other problems. And similar to your guest, a lot of these things got fixed as the weight came off and she ate more food. And now she has a healthy appetite, So, yeah,
so
that's my
very
take
interesting.
Yeah.
They said, first of all, I didn't know that UK has banned Fruit Loops. I'm wondering if it was for the food coloring or what. Shout out to that. He says, bravo, sir, 65 pounds is the size of a child. But I gotta give you the salty and the sugar together.
Yes.
Which is true.
This is true. It is so true, man. And
but
you don't
so
realize
you're
how bad
saying,
you
and I
feel
want people not to take this the wrong
way.
way. Get help, guys. Get a professional to help you evaluate your metabolic challenges. You're saying initially some people are starving themselves and keeping themselves fat. Your body is like big. You're trying to give it a little bit of food and it's going to keep you fat. You have to eat more, ironically, while working out, while doing so, and eating better quality nutrition, 100%. And while you're moving, what would you say about that, nutrition lawyer? What has been your experience?
My experience is that if you eat a lot, just make sure it's high quality food. So whenever you're eating for health or disease. That's it. And so if you're eating well, because I eat a lot of food.
Yes, most people don't know this. People like the nutrition lawyer. Yeah.
I eat twice a day, but it's a lot of food when I eat, right? So I don't get hungry 2 hours later because I'm not eating stuff that's garbage. I'm eating nutritious stuff that sustains me. So I eat when I'm hungry. And if I'm not hungry, I never starve myself unless I'm fasting, which is not starvation. It's literally a thing where I am fasting for 3 days, etc. But otherwise, I eat well and I eat a lot. And I still burn fat because my metabolism is great right now. So
ooh, praise be to God for those of you who
Quick
have the
question.
answers. Yes.
Nutrition lawyer.
Yes.
Roughly how much? I know Suzette was talking about weight earlier. I got on show late. Roughly how much do you weigh?
I weigh 110 pounds, really 109 to be exact. But
Okay, perfect. So that's like a normal, like your height and weight and all that. You look normal size, right?
yeah,
Tell me if this sounds right. You probably eat more food than a lady who weighs 180.
probably. I eat a lot.
Yeah. I mean, just to show you, just to give you the dramatic. You can
I
look
don't know
up
if that's
Nutrition
true, Kirk.
Lawyer.
I don't know if that's true, Kirk. I don't know.
No, it is. It is. That's why I asked her the question. I suspected she would say yes, because I eat more than most fat guys. No, seriously, I eat more food now than when I was fat. Yeah, because I mean, most people would say she's petite, but I'm sure she eats a lot of food.
Yeah.
So her answer
Wait a
does not
minute.
surprise
Wait
me.
a minute.
It's what
I'm confused a little bit. So you start to eat a little bit more, so your body loses or doesn't feel like it has to hold on and starve itself and hold on to fat and not metabolize. Do you end up gaining weight initially and then losing weight?
Some people will unfortunately gain some weight. Thankfully, that never happened to me, and it's not happened to any of the people I've coached. But that's purely just luck of the draw. It's nothing to do with what I am doing.
Well, will they they lose it back though?
Yes. Yeah. Because look at it this way. Say you're 200 pounds and you're eating 1,500 calories or 1,000 calories a day, right? And it's hard to diet or to lower that. To lose weight, to burn the typical 500 calories a day deficit, right? Now, if this person is eating 2,000 calories, it's a heck of a lot easier to lower that a little bit, add some exercise, whatever. And they're not famished, they're not starving, they're not angry, or whatever that phrase is when you're hungry and angry. Yeah, hangry, right, exactly. You're not hangry.
I get hangry. Sometimes
as the nutrition lawyer said earlier, because I heard this part, your brain functions better, you have more energy, you're more pleasant, yada, yada, yada. Who wants to be dieting at 1,200 calories a 1,000? That is torture. So you're not gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, it's again, get help, but it's not, because I don't want everybody to think they're gonna eat a bunch of like carbs and they're gonna lose weight. But eating more nutritious food for depending on how much you weigh and how much more is the operative thing.
Yes.
Don't eat 3,000 calories more because they're telling you to eat more. It doesn't mean just to go crazy, but adding more calories will actually help you to regain metabolism. Great question, Jeremy. Question for you. I'm going to drop nutrition lawyer. If you want to stretch, I know you've been sitting there for quite some time. You can stand up and stretch. Let me let Kurt do some work here. Are pills good to lose weight for a man? Thank you, the Black Seinfeld. Shout out to you. Appreciate you being here.
What pills is he speaking of?
I'm wondering if testosterone. That's what came to my mind, but I wonder. Black Seinfeld, put it in the chat. What kind of pills are you referring to? He wants to make sure he's answering your question correctly. You got questions? Definitely come through. We got Kirk D.A. Anderson helping to do some. I think there's another super chat. I like eating. My guilty pleasure, red lobster. I used to call it black lobster because it was so black people. I was like, what restaurant do I go in? And they're killing you with them butter biscuits, Cheddar Bay biscuits. So good, perfectly hot and buttery. Every time the food at Red Lobster, salty, like if you stop eating salt and then you go to Red Lobster, you're like, golly. It's really it's a setup, but the food is so good. The food is so good. Black Lobster, shout out to Black Lobster. Wealth Creation says, I keep my exercise mat unrolled in the room. I look at it and make myself do something. No gym days. Good for you. Doug says, I love these topics. Glad you do. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, world class. Glad you're here. Ace Butterfly said, Black people need to check their blood pressure and learn their numbers. An elevated blood pressure does not mean you have a high cholesterol, but it oftentimes probably be a sign. So you definitely want to understand what's going on with your body and what's normal for your body. I always have low blood pressure. And every time I go somewhere, they be like, your blood pressure is low. Ma'am, that's been the same blood pressure I've had since I was in high school. You got to know what's normal for you. So if there are changes, then you deal with it. Out there, Jackie, appreciate you on the super chat again. So having a slow metabolism is he's saying you didn't answer the question.
Yes. So the answer is yes. It would be yes. Yes,
having a slow metabolism is a sign of poor health or no? I just want a yes or no answer, bro.
Yes. So there's a yes. Yeah. And you can get it tested, you can get it if you just Google RMR, resting metabolic rate test.
Okay.
If you're in any major city or even not a major city, you can probably find it. It's a short test. You
It's
sit
a
in a
bad
chair.
sign of health. You got your answer, Jeremy? It's a bad
Yeah.
sign. Slow resting
It's
metabolism
very easy.
low.
Yes.
All right,
You
so we
sit in
gotta
a
have
chair,
about.
just breathe in a tube, and that's it.
Oh,
For
you
like
breathe
20
in the
minutes.
tube. That's how you find it. Okay, great.
Yeah, just for 20 minutes.
Sorry we didn't get it in the first. We got about 15 more minutes. The chat is going crazy, but y'all, we got stuff to do. It's Carnival weekend. We're gonna sign off here shortly. If you have any other questions for Kirk, for Nutrition Lawyer, let us know. Again, Nutrition Lawyer is brand new. Show her love. Go over to her channel. Check her out. She's on Instagram as well, Facebook as well. TikTok, girl, you beating me on TikTok. I have not added my TikTok. I just have no time yet. But y'all gonna get the same clips on TikTok when I do. But check her out. She has some great information, especially if you're interested in the intermittent fasting, the ketogenic diet. I'm gonna look over there a lot more so I can also kind of change my mind and get a different viewpoint about how much I really need to eat. This is what has been eye-opening for me today. I hope it has been eye-opening for you. Also, check out Kirk D.A. Anderson. Kirk did a fantastic show with me. Lizzo, Make Way for the Big Girls. We talked about it then, and we're still talking about it now because I think her presence, like I said, in the pop culture arena is like, it is, what should I say, culture defining. So how is it defining the culture? And I think, again, we have to question that without being mean to Lizzo, the person, and her own individual struggle. But we definitely have to ask the question, how is it defining the culture? What is it saying? And is there a benefit to it? Or are we being sold kind of like, what should I say? Something that is destroying us as opposed to building us up. And again, everybody is an individual, different, what should I say? I don't know that most of us actually have these underlying conditions that prevent us from working out or prevent us from eating well or prevent us from losing weight. If you have one of those, then I guess, yes, you are an exception. But the majority of people who aspire to can live a healthy lifestyle. And it's just what it is. It's just that we're being taught that, nope, it's difficult. Nope, we're big bone. Nope.
Yes.
We're different, and I suffer from that. I'm not, taking myself out of the equation. I'm always like, oh my gosh, why do I crave this? Fill in the blank, because I'm in the same society that's constantly putting food in my face all the time, 24/7. I cannot get away from an advertisement of food. So if you have the consciousness, though, you can have a real reflective journey and evaluation of oneself. What am I doing with food? How will I treat food? How will I think about food? And is it serving me? Meaning, am I going to get the outcome, long-term, short-term, that I want? A, aesthetics. Yep, put that on the shelf. But I'm talking about B, which is probably the more important one, the quality and longevity of life that we deserve as Black people. The real rub is that, okay, if we accept all the foolishness, as you pointed out, Nutrition Lawyer, as our diet became a Western diet, as we began to eat the leftovers of the masses table, we have become accustomed. I remember going to Bahamas, and I remember the driver like, we eat heavy. I'm looking at their plate, and I'm like, bro, ain't no way. With all that rice and all that macaroni salad and all that, y'all can break that down. I kept looking at him like, oh my God. And I'm not even like a diet conscious person, but I'm looking at the plate was physically heavy. Somebody hand your plate and you go like this. It's like, bruh, this is a lot of food. And they cleared it. Like, I was eating with family. Long story. But I kept thinking, I can't eat like this whole trip, or I'm going to be very fat when I leave. But it's, again, we're thinking of that as culture and custom now. But really, we have to go back beyond. We have to go back beyond and look at what we ate, holistically speaking. So it's a lot of work we got to do within our community. So I'm going to drop the link one more time. Anybody else? Last call. Want to come in the back? Kurt, you want to give some comments? Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you jogged my mind with the whole health thing, because I saw, I don't remember what the video was, and I need to have this study reference. But essentially, he pointed out there was a relatively new study looking at overweight people who are healthy per blood test, et cetera, right? The problem is that while you may be healthy now per blood test and say you're obese, stuff is eroding on the inside, right? And then you kind of just fall off a cliff, because a couple of years later, I don't remember the exact number, 2 or 3 years later, these people just went from like healthy to just boom, very unhealthy, literally like that, right? So I don't know if you remember, I don't remember what the magazine, they had this lady on the cover in like some yoga pose, a very, very overweight person, or obese, I would say. And they were saying fat and healthy or something to that effect. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as fat and healthy. That is just, there's no such, medically speaking, there's just no such thing. But we, in today's world, we try to delude ourselves saying, yes, I can be fat and healthy, or fit and healthy, fat and fit, rather, I should say. But that's also craziness, it doesn't work.
Yeah, oxymoron.
So that's a lot. There's a lot of people saying that though, because they can do the yoga pose and they can hold a leg up and they can put it behind their head and they can do the split for a long time, and that is called health. But I don't know if that is actually, like you're saying, if you go on just medically speaking, those type of evaluation kind of rubric, it's not health at any level. But yeah, you might be very flexible, or you might be able to swim, or you might be able to do some other things, which is great. But we can't. It's like a delusion. Help us all to say that we're going to embrace a person. Kurt, your internet saying nope. Embrace a person and love them, but also be able to see that nope, we have to make a course correction ourselves first and foremost. Doug, I think I might do a Patreon stream. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna do, maybe tomorrow. I don't think I'm gonna do it today. Just sub to Nutrition Lawyer's channel. Ebony X says, thank you. Nutrition Lawyer, they're saying you should do a vlog, training for your marathon. They say your website is fetch. I guess that means it's popping. Wonderful. Kurt, we got one more question for you. I'm gonna drop you down. I don't know what's going on. Maybe you're phone dead. Kurt Black Seinfeld says, I was referring to all pills for health, but most likely weight loss pills or like vitamins. There is a lot out there. What say you? Kurt, come back and answer this. Thank you. Okay. This was Black Seinfeld asking about our men pills for men.
More like fat weight loss. So like vitamins, a lot out there. So, I mean, the word supplements, right? They supplement what you're doing. They don't take over. So most weight loss products are kind of, either it's a prescription drug, which has certain side effects, and you need a prescription, blah, blah, blah. Now, if it's stuff you're just buying over the counter, most of it is nonsense. There are some things that can aid, let's say, with weight loss. Caffeine is shown to help. Or you could say, what's another thing? How do I take it?
You take
apple cider vinegar
you
can help with blood sugar management. Yeah, like apple cider vinegar helps with blood sugar. Your fasted blood sugar, that
you put it in water and drink it.
Yeah. Dilute it. Yeah, don't drink it straight. And use a straw because it can damage the enamel of the teeth.
Yeah. So you have to drink it through the straw. So do you take testosterone or any of that? I'm all in your business.
No. And if you do that, make sure you go through a doctor for that. Don't be doing stuff on your own. That stuff can be dangerous. Yeah. But most supplements are just garbage. It's an unregulated industry. Or worse, they can put all kind of toxic stuff in there. That can mess you up. So don't try not to buy cheap supplements. It's a shady industry, I'll say that. At the end of the day, right? You didn't get fat overnight. You're not going to transform overnight with a magical pill. But people want pills and potions and elixirs. But I believe nutrition law, I think it took you a couple of years to fix things, you said?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it took me about 2 years for myself. So yeah, you can't. It took you years to get fat. You're just not going to transform overnight. There's no pill out there to do this, basically.
Kurt giving us the real way, say you didn't get fat overnight. Doug said he just subbed to the Nutrition Lawyer too. Kirk, I'm going to drop you down. Thank you for coming through, blessing us with your knowledge. Shout out to you, and drop your channel, or please, RM, could you drop his channel, please, so you can also subscribe to Kirk. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, Kurt got to go, and we got 5 minutes left, so you guys come on through. Last call if you want to come up. We're leaving right after this, but I appreciate everybody watching. I hope you're enjoying and getting some out of the conversation. Lots to learn. Okay, so they were asking this. RM says, SuzetteSpeaks, what does Nutrition Lawyer feel about Lizzo's message and obesity? Do you have any opinion on that?
I think it's the wrong message. This message is absolutely killing us. And we have to ask ourselves, who is benefiting from this, right? Who is benefiting from our disease? the pharmaceutical companies, right? The medical establishment. But we're not benefiting because we're dying early. Our families are not benefiting because we're dying early. And we're dying from all these diseases that a lot of them are nutritional diseases. Diabetes is nutritional. It can be reversed, right? So high blood pressure, that's a reversible disease, right? So heart disease, I mean, all these different diseases are nutritional diseases, and we don't know about nutrition, so we don't know what to do.
Where it came from.
Earlier, a lot of the doctors, they were not trained in nutrition. They had one class for 3 hours out of 7 years of school. So I have several doctor friends who told me they know nothing about nutrition. So we have to learn on our own, and we have to reclaim our health. We have to take charge and take control of ourselves. All
Absolutely.
Right. And this programming. Lizzo is benefiting right now in terms of money from whoever is sponsoring that. But the food industry is huge. It's like a cartel, and they're making mad money. Yeah. All right. They're using her. She's allowing herself to be used, and that's fine, but we don't have to listen to it. We can do what's best for ourselves. You're the most important thing to you, and you should go for your health and wellness. That's what we're about. Obesity causes so many diseases. How can you be healthy? As Kirk just said, you cannot be healthy and be obese. It's an oxymoron. It's your body, your internal organs are swollen, right? Just so it can work overtime to keep you alive.
My Lord.
So we love ourselves and we love our bodies, and we want to make sure that we are in optimal health and that we do the best so that our body can actually keep us alive and function. Right?
Absolutely. And it's optimum. Well said. Black Seinfeld. Yeah. Hit me up on Instagram. If you want me to come as a guest, let me check it out, what you're calling the Fight Club. But definitely, I would love to collaborate. I'm always open to collaboration. Out here trucking. Jeremy said, I have to stop drinking beer. Listen, we all have a struggle, brother. Take your time. Slowly get, into that transition of less than 2 a day or less than 1 a day or it takes time. As Kurt said, it's not built in a day. A says, I went to Barbados and the hotel serves saltfish. I don't even think they pre-soaked the saltfish. That thing was salty. Again, there's so much in our culture. Bacalao, saltfish, was because fish needed to be preserved for long periods of time back in the day before they had refrigeration. So the salted fish, the salted herring, sardines, all of these things were heavily salted to preserve them so they could be shipped and they can be used during wintertime and all times of year. It's not good for you. But
but just cook it twice before
soak it out 100%. Cook it out, like we say. let it boil, throw it out water, let it boil again, throw in that water, then cook with that saltfish, because you got to get that out of your food. But your joints and bones survive. But will your joints and bones survive being heavy? Yes. That part, it leads to early puberty. Fat does something to your hormones. Absolutely. Because the people don't realize fat is an organ. I was reading that it's sending signals to your body as well. It's operating like a pituitary, like a parts of your body. I'm not exactly not the master gland, but it's sending signals to your body on what to do, what the organ should produce. I remember a guy ran up to me and he had lost a bunch of weight. You know, when they want to show out when they lost all this weight, right? On Nutrition Lawyer. So I was like, okay, I see you. Okay, you don't have to run up on me. I saw you. And then I was like, yeah, I've been trying to get back on, my exercise and whatever. He was like, that's not your problem. You have a fatty liver. I was like, Thank you for letting me know that. But I think he was referring to what you just said, which was your organs have all this pressure on them, cells that are on top of them, in them, that's not supposed to be in them. Your heart and all other places are now being taxed to pump, being taxed to breathe, being taxed to metabolize when they're not, free to do so from that excess weight. So I understood what he said. He was telling me to take all these supplements. I was like, sir, I know you lost a bunch of weight, but I'm not going to need you to coach me right here in the club. I need you to leave me alone. But he was really excited, but he was like fatty liver. And I started to look that up. Y'all look that up. But yes, most of bone and joint deterioration is from obesity in many ways. Yes, Black Seinfeld, hit me up on Insta. Sub 2 says RM, thank you for showing her love, guys. We are almost out of time. Appreciate, follow her, nutrition lawyer, brand new, giving us some really rich information. Again, we came to the YouTube space, nutrition lawyer. We could talk offline because I was wondering, I'm like, another lady lawyer. It's hard sometimes to break through the noise because we know, especially in Black spaces, gossip runs, music, and certain other things, makeup, dress, all of that. Those influencers are promoted. But when we have something to say, something with a little bit of thought and intelligence, it's going to take us a while to build. But we in this for the long run, praise God. And no matter what, we're going to hopefully try to stay true to that. It's very difficult, like I said, because a lot of people get a lot of attention doing foolishness. But listen, that's what YouTube, I'm like, wow, I'm going to just have to stay the course and I'm going to have to just grow slow. So last comments, guys. The back is closed. Naturopaths will encourage you to take multivitamin, vitamin D, and quality fish oil. Actually, that's pretty much what I take. I started taking calcium as well. Calcium, vitamin D. I take my omega-3 every day and a multi. Do I take anything else? I think that's actually my lineup. Thank you, Ace, for pointing that out. Yes, third-party testing. Supplements are unregulated. So you have to really look at who tests them, etc., and kind of look up their websites to know what is going on. But a lot of supplements, people, it's not doing anything for your body. Testosterone and mass can kill you. You gotta be very careful with this over-the-counter so-called testosterone, things like that. Go to a doctor. Yes, I wish we had a pill, girl, that we could just eat it and get skinny, baby. But it's taking the work, and most of the work, it sounds like, is the mouth, the mind, first and foremost, to the mouth. And then the body will respond accordingly. My goodness, a lot of great information. Hope you guys stand up, slow claps. I love it, RM. Hope you guys are enjoying. Yes, check out Kirk, D.A. Anderson on socials, as well as his channel, Kirk Doing Work. He is a personal trainer as well. Been on this journey twice, lost a bunch of weight, keeping it off. Yes, I really have to. This is what I'm going to be challenged with, watching my drinking next week, because we could be hanging out. Like, okay, you can only drink 1 or 2 drinks, 2 drinks, 2 drinks. Like, that alcohol put on weight. Do you drink at all?
I drink wine, red wine.
Oh, okay. So you're on the red wine. Doctors don't know about nutrition. That's terrifying. No, that's a real thing. Doctors are not in the United States trained as of today, 2022, in nutrition, right? They are, it's scary. It's actually, again, they treat the symptom more so than the cause. So you have to do that part. You have to look at yourself and say, okay, God, what am I doing to nourish this temple or not? Right? What have I been taught and that has become custom to me that may not be feeding my longevity and therefore my soul, my confidence, my wellness overall, my ability to take care of myself and others. It is very dangerous that sometimes culture trumps truth. All right. Feet and the ankles are the first signs. Come on, somebody, says RM. The KKK don't need to do anything. Not laughing. Why did I laugh? Sorry, Kurt.
That is absolutely
Kurt. That's not funny, but I'm not laughing. Kurt, caught me off guard.
They can just put stuff in the community, look at the different fast food places in the community, and that's what's killing us. So yes, they don't need to do anything.
They are seriously a problem. The white nationalism is seriously a problem. Okay, guys, sorry. It was almost like a nervous, like crazy laughter, but it is true. That is an oxymoron that we are looking at. Okay, people who are really setting out to kill people, doing it in a way that is pleasurable to us. So whether it's the I can't even start naming like do you know they make all kinds of stuff like is it pork skins, pork rinds? And fried them and put them in a bag and sold it to us.
Yeah.
Down here, what was big when I was coming up was hot sausage. You ever seen hot sausage? Pickled sausage with fat. And the kids used to be just sucking on their hot sausage. And we have something down here called souse.
What's that?
I don't know what it is. Pickled meat. It's meat in red juice. They sold it at the flea market. It was meat in red juice. And people would order it and eat it. Pickled eggs, pork, just swimming in red juice, pig feet. And people are like, it's, again, culture sometimes. We get lost and we
I don't know. I mean, the meat might be fine if it's actually organic. It's
not organic. This meat I'm talking about here is not Miamians know, South Floridians know, if you know what I'm talking about. But you're saying eat meat. I'm not saying not eat meat. No. I'm saying this particular highly salted chemical red juice meat that's in a jar on the shelf.
You don't know what's in it either. So it could be all kinds of stuff in it to preserve it as well, which causes problems with your body.
Listen, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, preservative. Happy Saturday, says RM. We're headed out here, folks, liver shaming. Yes, he was like, you got a fatty liver. I was like, who are you? Why are you talking me that? So we're going to start with the lemon water, y'all. We're going to look at whether we're going to start the intermittent journey. Look at what, and they mentioned that you should probably vlog your preparations if you're getting ready for your marathon. That would be fun to watch. Yes, I'm not the low vibrational plates. Yes, I'm not going right now. I don't eat low vibrational. Oh, you talking about Fight Club? I gotta look at what he's talking about. I didn't know if you were talking about what Stormy was talking about earlier in the show. Cardiovascular shading. Yes, it is a lot going on, but I hope this show has been helpful to you. Yes, this was funny. We make light of a lot of things, but yeah, we want to make sure this is what we say. 15 minutes over 7 years is a lot. Walk for the 15 minutes. Eat right. Do what you can, because it's not overnight. It's the little stuff that we do that make our destinies, right? So it's just I just eat a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but a little bit over 365 days a year, 7 years is just, whew, no, I'm not laughing at oppression. Kurt took me off guard with that. I'm not laughing. Kurt, that was a terrible comment. I do not agree with that comment, but yes, I understand the contrast he was trying to make, the hyperbole of it all. I don't eat hot dogs. Yes. Those type of things. You make your own hot sausage. So silly. No. Nitrates, yes. Them darn red juice foods. Yeah, pick this bad like I'm not eating that. No. Sorry. I'm a chef, says a black Seinfeld. I'm hood, LOL. I made my own hot sauce. Okay. I don't know about that, but I Sasha, you own pickle eggs too. All right. I walk for 4 hours just for exercise. There's so much more that we can discuss, and we're going to have to head out. But I want y'all, please, and I just give a round of applause in the chat for spending some time making us have a little bit more knowledge and joy as we look at ourselves and try to become the best version of ourselves. Shout out to Nutrition Lawyer Sis. Any final words for you before we sign off?
Well, thank you so much for having me on the show. I love being on the show. I love sharing the knowledge, and I love your folks as well. So
my speakers, that's what they call
speakers, and the folks in the chat are fantastic. Thank you so much. And if you ever want to join our fabulous fasting team, where we do a monthly 3-day fast, our next fast is November 1st through the 4th. So you can come and join us as well. We'd love to have you. And yeah, we want our people to be healthy and to have longevity and to have joy in our lives. And it starts with our health. That's just the basic. And so that's why I'm here, to spread the knowledge of what I know worked for me and worked for so many other people, and that we just don't know about. And so we want, for me, if I get something that I learn something that's helping, I want to share it with our people. That's who I am. And so that's why I'm doing this.
Let's go. Congratulations on the channel. Please support the Nutrition Lawyer. We're here. Everybody said I subbed. Okay. Yes, we're going to have her back. She was fantastic. Yes, he say I subbed earlier. Let's go. Happy Saturday to everybody. We're excited that she's here and that she is sharing her knowledge. Thank you, sis, for being on YouTube. We talk about that again. There are so many other sources for information for other communities. We're going to be the source now and do what it takes to help uplift and heal and create unity among all that good stuff, our people, so that we live the best lives God had planned for us possible. All right, y'all. It's been fun. Have a good one. Nutrition Lawyer Hangout, and I'm going to say bye to you. Bye, guys. So much fun, and I hope you got some knowledge. Check her out, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button.